So welcome everybody. The Asian Supervisors Network has as a goal to bring visibility of coaching supervision in Asia. And we invite people from all over the world to participate and be involved in a time that is better for Asia. So here we have Andrew from Japan and Alex from South Korea. Welcome. And then people from Europe, people from the United States, people from Australia. There is a mixed of people from Los Angeles. And so welcome everyone. And we have been doing this meeting for 2 years. And we have different topics. Every month is a different topic, a different guest, different activities. And one of the goals is to learn together. And the second goal is to network, is to be relationship with colleagues from all over the world. This is open to supervisors, coaches, and anybody who want to participate. It's not limited only to supervisors, but the focus is on supervisors. And people are still joining us. But do you want to say hi, everyone, and say your name and where you are calling from? Anything you want to say about you in 20 seconds?
Yeah, I could start. I'm Andrew from Tokyo, originally from the United States. I'm an executive coach and I do supervision as well. That's about 20 seconds.
And MCC.
And MMCC, yes.
Recently.
Well, it's been about 1.5 years now, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long time, so.
It's in yesterday.
So I'm already thinking about getting enough CCEs to renew, you know. So.
Well, you can get some from the conference.
I am Michel from France, from La Rochelle, actually. I am a supervisor, I train supervisors, and sometimes I coach.
Welcome, Michel. And congratulations, Michel is getting an award next week for his contribution to the supervision. Okay, who want to go next?
I can. I'm Catherine. I'm from Portland, Oregon in the US, and I am currently in one of Damien's supervisory cohorts, and am very much enjoying it.
Great having you here.
Thank you.
I'll go next. Alex from South Korea. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
We went through Damien's coaching supervision program together.
Yeah, it's been, wow, 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years now.
Incredible.
Yeah. So I'm an executive coach and also certified coaching supervisor owing to Damien. And also I do OD facilitation. Nice meeting you all. Great. Hey, Michelle.
Hi. So cohort 4, Alex and Andrew, you were in cohort 4 of the program?
Alex and I were together in the same cohort, yeah.
Yeah, cohort 4. Yeah. Now we're in cohort 11, 10 and 11.
Ooh.
Yeah, time
wow. Time flies.
Want to go next?
Well, then I'm cohort 7. That's because apparently that's how we, the things we have in common. I'm from Paris in France, and I'm an executive coach, a supervisor, mainly. And that's it.
Welcome.
And I will do something with my friend Jeannine from next door, meaning Melbourne, Australia. And I'm in the same cohort as Lynn.
I'll go next then. I'm Lynn from Whistler, Canada. Pleasure to be here. And yes, I'm from cohort 7 and executive coach and coaching supervisor. Pleasure to see you all.
Welcome, Lynn. And Lynn is going to be doing a session next month on systemic thinking and systemic work. So looking forward to that. And that she gave me that feedback that it's important to have that in at one point you told me that you want to do a session. Okay, let's do it. So the people can benefit from that opportunity. So Jenny, what you're going to say, you need to introduce yourself.
Yes, I thought it was very apt since since Lynn and Martine was part of my super triad in cohort 7 of Damien's coaching supervision course. And so I'm a certified supervisor as well, an MCC coach. I'm also a trainer of coaches. So I've actually got a program running right now in New Zealand. So my business partner over there has allowed me to come in here. So I'm delighted to be here with Martine again to do what we did in the conference. So thank you, Damien.
No, thank you for being here. And we I don't want this group to be only graduate from my program. It's great you are here, but we want to invite everybody else. So be sure that we invite everybody that is involved in other organizations, programs, CSA. We want to be inclusive.
And mine.
Yeah, the program that Michelle teaches. Michelle is one of the pioneers of coaching supervision. He started one of the first. He wrote a few books, and it's great that you are joining us here today. And since the beginning, you have been supporting this space.
Yeah.
Okay, who else? Who have not introduced each other? Cookie, you want to go next?
So I guess I'm the baby. I'm in the current cohort, but I've been an intercultural. I teach and train, and I'm a consultant for intercultural competence and global. So I lived 18 years in Japan and China, and one of my mother tongues is French. So. And I'm very happy. Thank you very much, Damien, for inviting me. And when there's no pandemic, I am in Cuba, live in Cuba, and now I'm in California for the time being.
Great to have you here. I love the diversity that we have here. Kelly, do you want to go next?
Yes. Hi. I was about to say, I don't know which cohort I belong to. I graduated from CSA 2018 probably, but I know a few faces here. I met Andrew a couple of weeks ago, and I think Catherine as well, and Jeannine. You know, we were doing a group supervision, so it's amazing that I get here. So I'm calling from Australia, and I'm a coach. I teach coaching as well, supervise coaches.
So Kelly, it would be great if you want to invite your CSA colleagues to come and join us here. We want them to.
Okay, Leanne.
we want to get talking together here.
Yeah.
And Judith, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Judy. I'm based in China. Now I'm located in Suzhou. This is the second time I joined this session, and the first time was introduced by Kelly. Kelly is my supervisor.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm about to start my CSA journey in this October. Yeah.
Great. Well, welcome. And a couple of weeks ago, we have a coaching supervision conference, and many of you were there. And I asked Martine and Jeannine if they would be willing to do some of the work that they have done there again here with us. And as I see that a lot of the people who are here have been at the conference, I don't know if you want to do a little bit different or you want exactly the same and go to the next level. I don't know, it's up to you. And so we have 1 hour, 50 minutes, we are in your hands.
Okay, Jeannine.
Yeah, thank you, Damien. And so yes, the plan was to revisit what we did at the conference. So checking in if everyone would like us to continue that way, or maybe mix it up, maybe do something different.
So how many people here were at the conference and attended the session? Okay, so you have half of the people.
I don't think I attended the session, but I attended the conference.
Okay, so maybe a different question. Who attended the session? Who was in the session there in the session? So we have 1, 2, 3 people. Okay, so that's a little bit different.
So should we go with a brief version of what we did at the conference? Is everyone okay?
Because it doesn't matter, you always look different, you know, so different, and you have different people, so different. Okay.
And we'll potentially say something different, and we'll have another demo. In fact, Jaya was supposed to join us for the demonstration. So as she's not here, if someone could potentially, in the meantime, bring something to this session, that would be great for about a 15-minute demonstration. So welcome. Thank you so much, Damien, for inviting us back here in this space. Martine and I really appreciate being able to do this again, and we had such a great time. So I'm just wondering, Martine, have you got the slides there, or would you like me to?
No, I have the slides.
Excellent. So today we are again asking
Damien, would you go to the settings of the sharing so I can share my screen?
I did already. You're like a host.
Okay, great. I tried too early. Okay, there we are.
Although that's not the slides.
Okay. Which one do you want?
That's your prompter.
No. Oh, you see my prompter. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a very bad memory.
Only I read French. And
is that okay? This one? Which one do you want?
Yeah, to the very first one. Thank you.
Oh, to the very first one. Okay, great.
So as you've already met us, today we're inviting you to have an experience through the demonstration of looking at the different ways that we can learn and experience our world through either a thinking or kinesthetic or an emotional response way. So the purpose behind this is to invite diversity, to encourage and expand the way that we experience our world. So that's the intention of today. So maybe, Martine, if you could go to the third slide. So as mentioned, our intention is to invite diversity, invite working with people that are very different from ourselves. So we're going to introduce a very simple model, which you would all be aware of. So we'll be introducing that, and then through that model, we'll be utilizing those different ways of learning and experiencing our world in the demonstration. And so we'll be inviting people who are observing to also notice what is their own personal responses and what works best and what perhaps is most comfortable and perhaps what is most uncomfortable, yet perhaps really stretching. And we'll be, of course, inviting you to reflect. We're a small group here, so potentially we'll do the reflections in this room, or we might break out. We'll see what happens, and then we'll bring all the learnings together. So that's the agenda for today. Over to you, Martine.
Yep. So our main message is that using diversity in supervision can be hugely beneficial. It's beneficial for the effectiveness of the supervision. I mean, supervision is about reflecting, it's about stretching, and so having someone who's very diverse in the relationship is really helpful. It is in the support of our client, the supervisee, by exposing the supervisee to a diversity that the supervisee grows, gets a means to grow faster. And it's also in the support of their client, the coachee, because then the supervisor and the supervisee has less blind spots, is more able to get into these, I would call it terra incognita, unknown territories that they have inside themselves. And it's also very good for our development as a supervisor. So the model that we are using for that is a very simple model. Just let me tell you a few words about how we came to that. I mean, Jeannine and I were in the same cohort. I mean, obviously, we said that earlier. And it was a cohort with 14 people, 11 locations, whatever nationalities, so very diverse, like a bit like today. Still, what was the most striking in terms of diversity for Jeannine and myself is that we were in a triad with Lynn, who's supporting us today, and the differences in personality was really striking, especially when I met Jeannine and she met me, we had a time to adjust. And from that time to adjust, we grew something enormous in terms of learning, in terms of learning. And so that's how we had this idea to share that with the people. So what is the diversity we're talking about? I mean, usually we talk about gender diversity these days. We talk about socioeconomic diversity, cultural diversity, etc. We do have these differences, Jeannine and myself. Though we're the same generation, we were two working women, we come from different parts of the world and different culture. The Australian culture, French culture, now we know are very different. And what would be the most different between us is our personality. So to support that, we're going to use a very simple model. I'm not going back on why this model, but just take it. It's how do we connect to the others in the world? Do we connect and do we deal with the other in the world through primarily our feelings, our emotion, the heart part? Do we connect with the others in the world by our sensation, mostly by the way we act, by our body? Or do we connect through others, with others and with the world through our brain, what we think, the metaphors that we make? So this is the simple model that we'll be using today. And our message again is diversity adds value, and go for diversity in the supervision relationship. Over to you for a centering exercise, Jeannine.
Yeah, thank you, Martine, for that beautiful introduction. And again, really want to welcome everybody into this space and welcome the diversity that's across the globe, that is right here in this Zoom room today, tonight, wherever you are. So thank you for coming along. And again, as Martine explained, Martine and I are very different, and yet here we are in this place again, enjoying what we're doing. So thank you for joining us. So some nice deep breaths, just allowing yourself to sit back into your chair, getting comfortable, and just taking some nice centering breaths. And just allowing yourself, giving yourself this moment for yourself to get present, to come back into your body. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever works for you. And just breathing nicely and easily. And with every breath that you take in, just allowing those breaths to go deeper. Just following the breath as it comes through your nose and down into your body, right down past your heart, down through your legs, and right down to the soles of your feet. Allowing yourself to become grounded and more present with every breath you take in. Just becoming more relaxed with every breath. And as you're in this space and place, just allow your spine to lengthen. Allow your width to expand even more. And your breath, your breadth. And now with the next breath in, just center that breath now into your heart space. And just continue to breathe nice and easily in and out through your heart. That wise place. And we invite you, as you breathe in and out through your heart, just to notice Any sensations that are coming up in your body? Maybe there are thoughts that you notice that are coming through your mind. Perhaps images that are coming through right now, and just let them go. And now with the next breath into your heart space, we invite you now to ask yourself, how do I learn? How do I experience my world? Is it through my mind? Is it through my thoughts? Is it through my sensations, the soma? Is it through my feelings and my emotions? Is it through images and metaphors? Just notice what it is and how you experience your world best. What's your preferred way of learning? What stays with you? And maybe what's your most comfortable way of learning? And maybe your most uncomfortable way. And with the next breath in, just locking in all of that awareness, knowing we're in this safe bubble, knowing that we're in this safe place of connection to be able to work together for the rest of this session. And the next breath in, coming back into your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, and coming back, and coming back into the Zoom room. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And we'd love to hear from you in terms of what is the answer to your own question about your learning. What did you notice? And maybe you could write that in the chat box. Or maybe you can come off mute and share with us. And welcome, I'm not sure how to say your name, Jean, I'm guessing. Thank you for being here.
So here what we're looking for is, what is your most comfortable or preferred way to learn, interact with others and with the world? Was it through your mind? Or maybe was it through your feelings? Or maybe was it through your body, your soma?
This is Alex, and I think I'm such a head person that although I wish that I'm more, systematic or wholesome, using all my body and heart, and I'm trying to, send my attention there, but at the end of the day, I come back to my head, and that's my most comfortable area. And I'm working on my body now.
Thank you for sharing, Alex. And we have Jan who says it's through my feelings. Who else would like to share?
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
An emotional experience which is actually felt in the body. Yeah. That's interesting, Lynn. My choice may be influenced by the relationship I have.
Head and body.
Head and body. Oh, and Kelly, I learned through the metaphors. The cocoon and butterfly came to my mind during the centering. Water, that is. This is beautiful.
So some diverse ways.
Exactly. And that's the point we have. The point we have is that you can go for a diversity, the way people think of it today, gender, socioeconomical, geography, whatever. And you also have handy, a diversity is that your neighbor, colleague is different from you. And it's interesting and valuable to dig into that and tap that value, which might be a good idea for Alex, since it's really handy, Alex. These people are around you, even here in the room. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, feeling energizes and uplifts me and influences and reinforces my thoughts. Great, so we have combinations of this. Jeannine, how would you like to go on from now on? We were supposed to go for a demo, if this is what people would like, unless the ones who've seen that before or say, no.
So, and let's check in with everybody else. Our next way of working would be providing a demonstration. So curious to see if anyone would like to, if anyone has come up with something that they would like to be supervised on.
Can I go?
Yes. Great, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Jeannine, do you want to introduce the supervision in those several roles?
Yes, if you could put up the slides, that would be great.
Yes, I can do that. I can do that.
Thank you, Alex. So we'll aim for around 15 minutes. And so for everybody else who are the observers, we would love you, of course, and we trust you will be present, fully present to what Alex brings. And for yourselves as observers to notice what's happening for you and what might be happening for the client as we ask the questions. So it's about paying attention to the questions that we're asking based on the model and how that resonates for you, or whether it makes sense for you, what's the impact, and potentially what is happening for the client as well. So there's a number of things to be paying attention to. So paying attention to what is happening as each question is asked and how it is answered by the client, and just notice what you see, hear, feel, sense, think. Maybe there's a metaphor that comes in, being aware of those metaphors. And we'd really like you to pay attention to what feels comfortable and what potentially feels uncomfortable. So when you feel uncomfortable, just notice what perhaps is the learning or not. And that's what we'll be harvesting after the demonstration. So during the demonstration, we invite everyone to turn their cameras off and to be on mute.
There's a little something that I'd like to add based on the feedback we got from this from the conference. Do not try, please, when you observe, to look at the supervisors, whether Jeannine is asking that or that question, whether I'm asking that or that question. This is not about our personality types, and we, as a matter of fact, will do our best to ask the 3 types of questions, okay? It's more how these questions or interventions land on you and how the reactions of Alex will land on you or in you or with you.
Great.
Is there anything we want to add before we start?
Nothing from my perspective, but I do want to check in with Alex if there's anything else you need to feel in the right place and space for this next 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm good.
Thank you. So just as before we ask for the first question is, of course, there's not much time for contracting, but really, Alex, you are in charge of where you want to go, how far you want to go, And I know Damien will ask you again if you want to keep that demo in the recording. So feel free, this is a safe space, and do whatever you need to keep it that way.
Thank you.
Welcome. So what is it that you'd like to put on the table today?
Yeah, I have a really strange client case, maybe actually triggered by this COVID situation. And, you know, just in a nutshell, the sessions are on hold. It's stalled. And this unextended pause is way longer than I expected. So I met him in January, and we decided to work together. And he's an American based in Hong Kong. I am based in Seoul. He strongly wished to have first session face-to-face. So we agreed, and then this COVID situation happened. So nobody could travel. And then, he visited his friends in the US and got stuck. And he's in charge of Asia business in Hong Kong, but he's stuck in the US. So we finally, connected over the Zoom in March and decided to, go on just virtually. And also, that this project starts from 360, but, he said that his team is not in the space for 360, which I actually agreed at that time. So we had one nice dialogue and then silence. So I sent him, just the thoughts and questions or articles, every couple of weeks. And then, that he always say, thank you, very useful. And, just let's wait when the smoke gets cleared. And I'm looking forward to working with you. And that has been 2 months. And then, finally, I got the ping from the phone that this is way too long stall. So, and he is actually on the way back to Asia from the US. So I suggested, that maybe we can leverage the time in between transition. So let's roll out the 360. And he postponed the answer for almost a week and then said that my team is not still in that space. And he actually requested to pose another pause button for the next 30 days. So here I am, stalled.
Mm-hmm. So Alex, what is it that you would like to take away from this session today? What would support you as a coach?
I think actually, that I confessed myself as a head person, and I think here I got it all. But I think, that there is actually tension in my body that I don't feel right about this progress. So either, that if I can get comfortable in my body, or I can be feeling, I think that will be very helpful.
When you were saying comfortable with your feelings, told something not right, I was having a sensation in my belly that was really like constricting, pressured in my belly. Does that ring a bell to you?
When I was actually describing the project, the status, I had a strange little ticklish feeling in the stomach, like around this area.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And stiff shoulder, like I feel tension here. So those two areas I have feeling. I have sensation.
It's quite funny as you share that, Alex, and the responses that both you and Martine have had. And I heard you were a head person, I believe I heard earlier. And it's interesting because my head actually feels like it wants to explode. It's really, I don't feel anything in my body, but actually my head, it's like wants to burst. So I'm wondering what's coming up for you.
I mean, it's definitely, it takes a lot of space in my head. You know, when I was trying to, when I was crafting the, you know, response back to him and back to the firm, because this is organizational dance, right? As always. You know that I am feeling something here. Maybe it's, you know, you know, maybe it's contagious, like virus. I feel something. Yeah, I feel something here, and I think I felt really like a little bit of panic when I was chased by the phone. So I think, you know, that there is a feeling toward the client who is keeps saying that, you know, give me more time, you know, I'm so focused here, you know, that this is an emergency. And I am actually willing to give him a space. But I think, you know, that probably what pushed me more to this sense of unrest, the push came from the phone, the ding, 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 ding. Everybody else is doing this, you know, the normal progress in his organization. This is really unexpected, long stall. And what's going on? Is it about the crisis or is it about the leader? And I think, you know, that it's not much about my face or my competency as a coach, but I think, you know, that one thing that drove adrenaline in my body was that I didn't want him to look bad to his organ, because, you know, the firm said, oh, we have to raise the flag to the HR in organization. And I think that was the trigger that I don't want to put my client in that situation in any sense that may actually look him bad.
Mm-hmm. And so when you are talking about your client, okay, who needs space and you're willing to give him space and you don't want this person to look bad to their HR, and then there's the company you're working with that has an issue with the HR, okay, so all these people around, okay, all this system, what is it like for you?
Mm. And I mean, maybe it may not be relevant to your question, but, you know, the picture I had is Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, tell me more about Tom and Jerry.
That endless chasing. And you know, it's interesting, you know, because, you know, it's actually Jerry who is always chased by Tom, who has the control of the chase in the end.
So Alex, my head is feeling so much lighter now. I feel like some pressure has been released. There feels like there's a little bit more lightness coming in. So I'm curious, what's coming up for you? What awareness are you starting to create for yourself about this situation?
Yeah. Can I be Jerry? You know?
You can be whoever you want to be.
Sure. You know, so in a way, like, you know, I can be Tom as well, you know, chasing this client, but also, actually, I think, that my sense of unrest or this, the feeling pushed, it's not from my client. And the other thing is that just, from the, few exchanges that I have with this client, he's not going to be pushed over by me. And I am not going to push over by the firm as well. And I think, that I could be a little reactive by that message from the phone that, oh, what is this the crisis? Is this really about the crisis, or is this leader's mindset? Is this something to flag? I think that I interpreted that message as a possible threat, either to the client's reputation or my reputation. And I think I felt reactive. I was reactive. Whatever it was, that I didn't need to save him in a way, in whatever sense. And also, yeah, that is not my job. If there is something to be aligned, that's to be aligned. So maybe, yeah.
So what is it that you could do if you were only doing your job?
Yeah, no, I think, that this is, organizational dance. It's not the dance between him and me, right? So everybody plays their part. And in a way, my contact in the firm, she did her own part as well. And I think I was the reactive. I think, that, I cannot verify, but I don't think she has intention to, to put me in the situation in any sense, to feel threatened or feared. Maybe, that, I could actually interpret it as a coaching. It's a nice coaching question, right? Hey, the coaching is stalled. Is it because of the situation, or is this about the leader? What is it about? That's actually a nice coaching question.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Would it be a good time to stop our demonstration? Is it okay for you to hold that?
I'm just going to ask a very, very quick question of Alex before we wrap up, if I may.
Yeah, no, I think just the reporting that my tension is not disappeared, but I feel lighter on my shoulder. Thank you, Martine and Jeannine, for wonderful supervision. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm trusting that things are making more sense to you now. And that is reflecting in your body.
I can.
And your energy.
Yeah, I can totally be Jerry.
Go, Jerry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for bringing something so authentic and real to support everybody's learning here today. So thank you.
It's been very valuable. Thank you so much. So is it okay if we invite everybody back in the room? Okay. Okay, can you come back? Great. So now that you are back, yes, I can see Lynn. Yeah. Impeccable. Yeah. Now that you come back, I invite you to take a little rest to remember what happened during the supervision demo. Is 14 minutes or so, and recall what did the supervisors do that was comfortable for you? What did Alex do or say that was comfortable for you? And what happened that was a bit less comfortable for you and still quite enriching that you learned from? maybe oh, I wouldn't have done that, or maybe, oh, that's the way she replies. And maybe there is also some interventions or reactions that were strange to you or very uncomfortable and not enriching at all. So go back to what was the most comfortable for you. Less comfortable still you could learn from. And let's go for that. So I will invite Judy and Jeanne to answer in the chat box. So let's go first for the comfortable, comfortable part. I'm sure there's a typo. Okay, so here's the title in the chat box. Who would like to share or write in the chat box what was the most comfortable? Was it the head-driven reactions or interactions? Was it the body-driven interactional reactions? What is the feeling-driven? Yes, thank you, Andrew, for the use of metaphor and inquiry into what is happening in the body. Who would like to unmute and share? Yes, Lynn.
I really loved when you shared your own somatic impact in hearing the story, and then Alex was able to make a connection with what was going on in her. So for me, that was really comfortable. I also loved when Alex took off with Tom and Jerry. The metaphor of that, I thought that was so beautiful, and I could just get a sense of the urgency and the chase and the chaser, which you brought in, but the two of you created the space in which that could happen. I think it was really helpful.
Thank you, Lynn. And so we have in the chat box, for those who don't have the chat box open, it's a metaphor implying animals for Michelle, and Kelly is comfortable when Jeannine being authentic, saying that she doesn't feel anything in the body, but in the head, and see how that lands with Alex. And Cookie felt safe for and with Alex, and I think it's Kelly. Is it Kelly, the next one? Yeah, maybe. Head-driven metaphor and words sounds familiar. Smoke gets clear. Here am I told. Yeah, great. And Cookie, strong sense of empathy. And Andrew, also comfortable with the level of intimacy. Yes, great. And openness triggered curiosity for Michelle. Now let's move to the next step, which is stretching a bit. What did you find uncomfortable? I'm writing. Still enriching. So something that was not hitchy enough for you to close, but still not your most comfortable place.
Lynn.
I loved it when you took the risk, Jeannine, to say, my head feels like it's going to explode. And you made that connection with Alex's description of herself as being a person more inclined to head. So part of me got a little bit nervous. Heard that, wondered where it was going to go, but then it was authentic. And the way you put it out there, Alex could choose to identify with it or not. I thought that was very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would you like to read the chat, or do you want me to do it? Jeannine?
Yeah, I can read through. So where are we? Michelle says, too many words to say simple things. Thank you for that feedback.
But that's, he says it's enriching for him.
Enriching, thank you.
Yes.
Uncomfortable yet enriching, the emotions triggered, but some of them were intense, having had similar experiences, says Andrew. Thank you for sharing. I was also feeling constricted in my chest, says Cookie. Michelle says, makes me uncomfortable. I'm guessing those too many words. You can give me a thumbs up. Yep, thank you. Uncomfortable on the feelings that uncomfortable on the feelings that was felt that it would harm or hurt the supervisors, like head bursting and tummy. Thank you. Simchu. Cookie, also interesting, the exploding of the head always attached to the stomach. So a different kind of feeling, it sounds like, for Cookie. So Kelly says, uncomfortable with 2 supervisors in the process, and also at the end, the client still with high pitch in the tone. I felt there is something there. And potentially, yes, there is still something to work on in this very short time. And again, Martine and I would always say, and we haven't said this yet to you, Alex, if you would like to continue the conversation, we are here if you would like to do that. So.
Right. Any other sharing? Daniel?
I think it's great to see the connection, like, because you didn't know each other before. Like, what different at the conference that you were with Lynn, that you have a relationship, than with somebody who do not know. So it's interesting how Alex was willing to open up and be vulnerable and go deeper in 15 minutes. I do believe, Alex, you got a lot of value in 15 minutes from this exercise. And I think we all learned from that. You are very effective in having this. And dancing, it's interesting because it's like a dance between the 3 of you. It's really nice to watch.
Yeah,
thank you. Maybe we can move on to the next step, which is, what are you going to do with that? So we've had some learning in the chat.
I might just check in with Alex.
Bye-bye, Andrew. Bye-bye, Andrew.
Oh,
I just want to tell you that I knew you from before because I watched some of the videos of your cohort when Damien messed it up and cancelled our recording. So we had, in fact, with the 3 of the cohort 7, we had to get a chance to meet you. I remember your room. I really liked your voice. So I just wanted to tell you that energetically we knew you.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Thank you. And Alex, I just want to check in before we do the closing. Maybe you could share what that was like very briefly for you. That would support everybody's learning.
Yeah, I didn't expect that I was going to have 2 supervisors. So in the beginning, there was like, the questions were like coming all over. But I think, that for a short demo, it worked rather effective because I think it actually expedited the process. So it was good. And I like the way that both of you instantly took me to the two other areas that is not my forte, so to say, body, and a little bit of feeling as well. I mean, we didn't touch much about the feeling, but I think, that just, the diving into the somatic sense, I think it worked for me. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I'm guessing that both Martine and I were just following our intuition as to what to ask you, what was coming up in either our thoughts, our body, or perhaps what emotions might be coming up. So I think we just danced. So thank you for allowing us to dance.
Yeah.
And
if I say just one more comment, Kelly's comment was really interesting about the high pitch of my voice, which I'm going to actually reflect upon more.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great, great, thank you. Just a word on explanation for those who have not yet done demos like that. The time is key. We have to comply by the time, and so and we want to demonstrate something. So it's not necessarily what we would do normally, because we want to demonstrate something. And here, our client came with a feeling right away. She said, "I'm stalled." So she brought her part in that demo. And so what we're trying to do is bring the other part. That's, if that were kind of enlightening for some of you. So I'm a bit lost. Yes, come back to our question before we end, is what could you do with that demo and that new knowledge, or maybe not new knowledge, that that we have looked at today? Is there anything you'd like to do that is different from before? Maybe something that's major, maybe something that's super small.
So Kelly says, use more I6, trust my body and trust the process. It would land somewhere. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Is there a question? Is there an intervention that you'd like to add to your, we could call it toolbox, I'm not sure it's a toolbox, but to your portfolio of interventions?
What I want to say briefly is just to reinforce the importance of bringing all of the different aspects. You see, working with the mind, the body, the feelings, being aware of all of these diverse ways of accessing supervisors when working in supervision, and also applies to coaching for people who, like Cookie, who is not a supervisor yet, or Judy.
Just a question I'm sitting with a bit is what a coachee brings to the relationship and the way that the coachee likes to explore, and whether matching that or perhaps opening up new avenues that the coachee isn't used to exploring would be the best way to go.
Mm-hmm. So you mean coaching supervisor also? That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, either way, right? So
yeah. So have an eye on where the coachee or the supervisor is a bit less uncomfortable, make it maybe stretch that. Yeah.
Yeah, either one of us.
Yes.
Do it differently together. You might start where you both comfortable working, but then branch out from there.
Great.
Thank you, Lynn.
Well, in group supervision, if I know the hidden door of the supervisee, I mean the one which is very uncomfortable, I ask the group to ask questions with starting with the most open door, then the second door, and finally ask questions about the hidden door.
Yeah, I like that.
And and this way, and finally the hidden door is very often opened very widely.
And then we have emotional awareness to own and label emotions and how we could shift. Interesting that for a coachee in the head and explore the other aspects like emotion and somatics. And really, I want to add something on that, which is whatever Michelle refers to TA, the open door, whatever the most comfortable is for your supervisee. Try something else. Don't push. You ask a question about emotion, doesn't land anywhere, you know that's not the first place to go. Okay? So if the person is very much in mind, for example, so I'm ticking again, okay, ask something about emotion, lands nowhere, go for body. don't push, see what happens. And as Michelle says, after a while, if the person's been very comfortable, in my example, with the head and the body, then you can go back and try the emotions again and see what happens. Okay. Yes, Cookie. Yeah, we have, for sake of time, Cookie, less questions or no, wrap up? Okay.
The last question, Cookie, really brief. You're on mute.
With the mic.
Sorry, I was just curious. Alex mentioned she sent articles to the client. So that's another way of approaching it. What kind of articles were those?
Yes, well, Cookie, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring back the frame. She was supervised by us, and so the case is over. And I do understand your curiosity on the case, but we're not discussing the case.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's a normal and natural curiosity, and I do have the same question, but I will hold with it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your understanding.
We need to wrap up. I want to thank everybody for being here, in particular Martine and Jeannine. Let's recognize them. Turn on the camera, the microphones if you want to do, so they can hear our hands. Very, very nice job. And next month, we will have Lynn, who's here with us today, talking about systemic thinking and systemic work. And pay attention to that. It's going to be 23 and 24th of June. So it's the last Wednesday of the month in Asia, but not the last Tuesday of the month in the United States. So remember, Michelle, last year that we have that misunderstanding because we were thinking from the American perspective of the last Tuesday of the United States, but not the last Tuesday of Asia. So I learned my lesson. So we had to follow the Asian network. So we follow in Asian last Wednesday of the month. So that is the 24th. And it's going to be the 23rd in the United States in the evening. Looking forward to seeing you there. If by any chance anybody here wants to participate on Friday at 9 a.m. and I don't know how this time I don't know if in Asia this time will work, probably not. But for people who are not in Asia, this Friday at 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. I'm going to be practicing the session we're going to be doing at EMCC. So if any of you is interested in coming and attending.
Oh, you're doing it twice?
I'm doing two different sessions. One with Lynn and one with Tom. So there are two different sessions. So if you're available and want to join us, let me know. And we're meeting in my Zoom ID. Okay? So thank you everybody again for being here. And we'll see you.
Thank you so much for attending. And thank you again, Alex. And again, we are available if you were to want to go on.
Very grateful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Damien, for making.
Can you stay a couple of minutes? Alex, can you stay here for
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop the recording.